Hello again, Frugal Force. Once again, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty. And, well, let's see, this is, how do I put it, a little different than usual, because for the road rage series, because road rage I'm usually driving, but this is, I'm actually doing my walk. Every day I do a morning walk, and that walk ranges from anywhere around 20 minutes to an hour, depending on how the morning is going. And the morning drive went pretty good, and everything's going good at work. So, anyway, I was thinking, I just didn't know what to do my road rage about. I like to do my road rage series about something that, just, it's off the cuff, but comes to my mind, it's interesting to me, and I want to talk about. So anyway, I'm on my walk, and this popped into my head, and it's the joy of reading a good comic book. Now, I think I'm even going to do another one about the opposite, going and getting a bad comic book. So bear with me on that. That might be for another day. I think I'm going to do it. It's more, so it reminds me like a Flashpoint. And I'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, the joy of reading a good comic book is more than just opening up a comic book and getting the good story. It's a complete experience. It's a community experience. And let me share why. Nowadays, you don't go to a grocery store or, get your gas and go into there and see a comic rack. To get a comic book, you have to go out of your way. It has to be intentional. You have to have a desire to get one. So it starts at the very beginning of the process. So at first, you have your anticipation. I'm going to go to the store and get something. I'm going to get something that's going to pique my imagination, make me think, make me enjoy, see people at the peak of human physical condition or prowess conquering evil, or maybe, who knows, an anti-hero with a unique spin and take on things. Nonetheless, you're going with the expectation you're going to get something that you enjoy, something that makes you think, something that makes you interested, something that really wants to pique your interest and make you go, wow, I'm glad I did that. Because why else would you take your time of your day, get in your car to go somewhere and spend your money? And SJWs need to realize this, especially like Marvel and things like that. These are customers. They have to have a desire, a want. You just don't luck into it. You have to have some kind of driving force to get you to there. So anything that would push them away is a very, very bad thing, because they need everything they can in their power to get them to want to go spend their hard-earned money, take their time, and buy these comic books. So anyway, you get the desire. You go, you make your drive, you get to the comic shop. There's the next phase of it. You're welcomed into a community. Yes, you're welcomed into a community. There's not this anti-woman thing there. Sure, it might be a little weird at some shops because maybe the female patronage is less, but it's still not a harassment time like some make you think. It's a together time where people can get together in a common place, because this is what they do. There's usually gaming and comics, which usually those groups are pretty well together. And a time to meet with people of like interests and talk. So you get camaraderie as well, a feeling of you belong, and even some disagreements and good discourse. Like the classics, who would win, Hulk versus Superman, and things like that. You get that excitement, the camaraderie, and you get to look at all those covers, all those things of what piques your interest. Remember the days when a comic book cover actually told you a little bit about the story that was going to be inside? I hear there's a little bit of a return back to that, but I still haven't really correlated enough data to make that assertion. So, anyway, you see all these covers, you see all these books of amazement. Granted, you went there probably with a particular book or 2 or 3 or 10, who knows how many in mind that you were going to pick up. But usually you see something else that makes you go, maybe I should try this book too. Unfortunately, nowadays, the high price also with the covers not correlating with the story, makes it much harder to do that. I could see a lowering of the price point, and the cover is actually matching the story, helping drive sales, because that cover is a marketing piece right there. It's like the cover of a cereal box for children. Nonetheless, you probably see something else. So you pick that up. Or maybe the store owner or somebody else that you were talking to says, hey, you've got to try the new Thanos book or the Iron Fist book or Super Sons or whatever it is. And you go, okay, I'll give it a try. And then you take it home. So there you go. You have the camaraderie, discussion, the feeling of placement that you belong while you're in that comic shop with a group of your peers. You make the drive home in anticipation to get into those comic books. Do you remember those days where you couldn't wait to open that cover and see what's inside? Now that's where the paradox comes in, or the flashpoint, I would say. If it's a bad comic, you're going to hit it and go on to a new section that's going to take you into a whole new reality. We'll get into that on another one. But on this one, we'll talk about the good. So you open that book. You've got amazing art that's drawing you in with every panel. The story is enticing you, making you want to turn the next page to see what's next. You have good character development, characters you care about that you're interested in because they're written like people, like real people. They might not be like you, and that's perfectly fine because they're still interesting. They could maybe be your friend, or you hate them so much you want to know more about them, because there's just something weird about them or unique that makes you go, wow, this is interesting. I don't like this villain. This villain's terrible. I hope this hero can overcome it. You're reading with of people at the pinnacle of the peak, overcoming things that normal people wouldn't. You're reading things that inspire you, that maybe even make you think and challenge your ways of thinking. Remember, this is a good comic book. We'll talk about bad on another video. It's not picking on you. It's not beating you down. Each page is keeping you interested and enticed. You get to the end of the comic book. If it's the end of a story arc, you feel reflection. Thinking about the story. All the twists and turns that came. What happened to the characters? The characters' growth. Once again, the negative we'll talk about on another video. What will come next? If the story is continuing, which all of them are serialized, but if the main arc is continuing, that last page leaves you going, oh my goodness, what's going to happen next? Or the hero doesn't see this coming, making you want to go out to that comic shop again as soon as possible to buy the next issue. You close that comic book and it's not over. You talk to your friends about it. You explain, hey, have you read this? Did you see what happened to this character? Holy cow, what do you think will happen next? Or that was really amazing. I've never seen somebody write something like that. Or look at the art, it was fantastic. Look at the detail Ethan Van Sciver's put into that issue. Or Jason Falbach. It's amazing what there is there. Look at the art. How people can sit there and talk for hours about a great story or art, and it's not enough there. You go to your Twitter, you go to your Facebook, or you create a video, and you share it with the world. Guys, ladies, if you're not reading this, you should give it a shot. The story is moving, the characters are gripping, the artwork is fantastic. So now you've shared it with your social media peers. You discuss it with them as well. They check it out. Some do, some don't. The ones that do might come back to you and go, guys, thank you so much for suggesting that book. It was amazing. You've now got it. They've got a new reader. You contact the writer or the artist. You send them a tweet or a Facebook post telling them how thankful you are for the work they've done on that book and how you're enjoying it and how you can't wait for the next. And hopefully you get a response from them saying, hey, thanks for reading. We appreciate you as a customer and your support. And then you wait for the next issue to come with anticipation. You can't waiting to go back to the comic store again and repeat the entire cycle. Heck, that comic book might have been so good. You might have read it 2 or 3 times, or maybe even just flip through it again just to see the artwork. That, my friends, is the joy of a good comic book. Think about that. The joy of a good comic book is more than just what's in the pages. It's the complete experience that you have with others, the reflection that you have yourself. That, my friends, moves the needle. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this video and watch this video with me. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit like and subscribe and hit that notifications bell. Also, please share this video as well as others with other people that you know to help me grow my channel. Also, if you really want to help and support me and Little Frugal and American Dream, my family in other words, go ahead and look down at the info bar. I have a Patreon link there where you can help me for as little as $1 a month. It explains why and where that money will be going to. And you'll see it's for good causes. And if you don't feel like doing that too, that's okay as well. But I would appreciate your support. And until next time, keep it frugal.